Hi there, my name is Lynzee Rae, and I am posting my very first YouTube video. Now, what inspired this video is that I am a mother of 2 boys, and it is flu season here in my town. It's unfortunately hit my house pretty good this time. So I just thought, why not post some tips and tricks just to help other moms who might also be dealing with the flu too right now. My number 1 tip is to be prepared beforehand. You never know when that fever is going to strike, when the flu is really going to hit you. You don't know if it'll be in the middle of the night or whatnot, and the last thing you want to do is be loading the kids up to go and try and find a gas station that sells infant Tylenol, right? I just find these fever bugs. They're available on Amazon for quite reasonable price. And if you see here, they display the temperature. You just stick it on their forehead, and whichever temperature they're at is what will light up. So I always keep these things on hand. He's got one on right now, so I can see his temperature is 37 degrees Fahrenheit, which is handy. And then I also always have good old infant Tylenol available, and like just other things. So I also always keep like oval drops, things like that. I like to have a little preparedness kit. Now this travels with me at all times, so I've also got like emergency nursing pads and nail clippers and Advil for my older boy just in case. My second tip is to track their fever. Now, according to my little research, for a baby under 3 months, a temperature of like 100.4 degrees is when you would want to contact your doctor. For 3 to 6 month olds, 101 degrees is when you would contact the doctor. Now for someone like Declan, my little guy here, anything over 103 degrees is when I would have to contact my doctor. And any age is when you would call them if you are dealing with severe flu symptom. Now, my little guy right now, he has a low-grade fever, so he's in the 37 degrees to 38 degrees. I just have to track him. If it continues for more than 5 days, then he does need to see his doctor. But he's holding down fluids, and well, he's getting sick, but he's still wetting diapers and whatnot, and mostly himself, so we're not running to the emergency room yet. This is my other son, Ryder, here. My third tip is to track any medicine doses. Now, I do that using the Google Keep app on my phone. I have a little note I pinned to my home screen of my phone. That's where I just write down all of the doses that he's been given, what time I started. So that's the full note there. And I got, you'll be able to see my phone. I have it pinned to my main phone screen, so I can always see when the next dose is due. Now he's got a pretty decent fever, so I've been doing every 4 hours, and I can do a maximum of up to 5 doses of Tylenol in a 24-hour period. So one other tip with the Tylenol or medicines is to designate only one person to administer any medications. Now that's for anything, and that just helps to make sure that you won't overdose your child when you're administering these things. There's always a certain maximum, and especially when they're so little, you really want to make sure that you don't go above it. And we're talking like 1.5 milliliters is his dose, so it just shows like the little window you have of how much they can have. My fourth tip is to play defense as best you can. Now, my son right now, he has the flu, so it's literally coming at us every which way. I have these little cloths everywhere. I'm carrying my little diaper tote, and I've got it loaded with extra of these little burpee cloths that I've made myself here. So I've got those ready and kept nearby. And then also buckets, good old buckets. So I keep these things on hand just so it can help to catch anything, and also I have like a little wet cloth that I keep changing out just to help wipe up if he has like any medicine spills or anything, or any sicks. I can just help wipe them off. Number 5, abandon your schedule. Now I like to keep him on a certain time he goes down for a nap, certain time he has a bottle, certain time he has a meal, and during this period of time when he's feeling sick, just let him sleep. Anytime he wants to sleep, just let him sleep. I'm offering to nurse anytime he's wanting, or a bottle is another option too, like just to make sure that you're still getting the fluids to them. So just let the schedule go. It's only a small period. You're going to be tired anyway through this, so just do it. It's for them. Now, number 6 is to track their diapers. That's just a good way to gauge whether or not you have to worry about dehydration at this point. Declan is wetting diapers too, so at least that means he's processing the fluids, like a good chunk of what he's taking down. Not everything's coming up. I'm still not at the point where I need to rush to the emergency room for him because we're making it through. Number 7 is to keep their foods bland and to offer smaller portions more frequently. Now, during the first 24 hours, especially when they're really getting sick, you don't want to be giving them too much spice or taste or flavor. Their tummy just won't handle it very well, and trust me, you'll end up with that food in that bucket. Good options are yogurt, which provides probiotics, which are a great thing to have when you're not feeling very good.
And healthy because it's from the dairy farm.
True. One thing though, and if you ever had strep throat yourself, you might notice that yogurt, I don't know what it is about it, but it makes your throat sting like the dickens. So if it's a sore throat, I would kind of be leery about giving yogurt. But for the flu, yogurt is a good option. Banana is also a really good option for your little guy. It has potassium, which it's an electrolyte, so that's also something that you're going to be needing to introduce to them while they're feeling sick. Applesauce is another good option that has pectin in it, which is an anti-diarrheal. I don't know if I said that right, but it's just supposed to help slow things down the other end. And then good old chicken broth, right? It's a gentle food on their stomach, and it helps to just soothe an already agitated tummy, so that's another good option to do. Number 8, for day 2, continue to take it slow. Just because they're holding stuff down in no way means back to normal foods. You're gonna want to stick to brat is a good way to remember things. Bananas, rice, apples, and toast. Those are like really good options for this time period. Oh, baby. So that's for day 2. Now, number 9, when you're experiencing flu-like symptoms, you're losing a lot of fluid during the day, especially when it's going either way. Electrolytes are something, and fluids, that you're really going to want to make sure that your baby's getting during this time. I've been offering to nurse way more often, like even when he's not squirming for food or hungry, I'm just trying to nurse him a bit more during this period. That helps to boost their immune system, also helps to fight off the infection, so I'm hoping he can piggyback off my immunity. Another tip is to provide electrolytes. Another thing to offer is Pedialyte. That's one option. Now, if your boys are anything like my boys, flavor matters, and I swear to God, there was just no way I could get Ryder, my older one, to drink Pedialyte, like to save my life, or his life for that matter. Like he wouldn't do it. He didn't like the salt taste to it, so I talked to my family doctor and our pharmacist, and they actually suggested Powerade. Now, this is just something when they're sick. Like, I would never say like, oh, give your baby Powerade as much as you want. No, but when they're sick and they do need more electrolytes and help boost their fluids, it's an excellent source to do that. Like, it does have more sugar than Pedialyte, but
and it's yummy and tasty medicine.
Exactly. They'll swallow it and they'll do their best to keep it down. So that's an option. Now, if you don't have any of those things on hand and you're like me and it's winter and snowy and you don't want to take them out in the snow and my partner's not around because he works out of town, you can make your own electrolytes. So that's 1 liter of water. Now you could boil the water beforehand, that's up to you. 6 teaspoons of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. So mix all that into the water solution, and that's how you make homemade electrolyte or Pedialyte. Now my number 10 tip is to do your best to take care of yourself during this time too. Like, it's so easy to just let yourself go when your babies are feeling sick, but I felt so much more run down when I wasn't showered and done myself. Like, I just feel like I'm able to be more productive and be there for them a lot better when I myself am taken care of. Make sure that you're drinking your fluids. Don't forget to feed yourself. Sleep whenever you can. Like, you have no idea if they're gonna be getting like crazy sick throughout the night, so don't stay up too late when your kid's not feeling very well. Nap with them if you can. Like, those are good options. If your son's anything like mine and wants to be carried and cuddled at all times when he's not feeling very good, save your back. So baby wrap carriers. If you don't have a wrap carrier, there's like the good old regular carrier. I have a Bjorn as well. The last thing you want to do is strain your back or get hurt, and we all know our backs aren't quite back to normal, especially when you've just had a baby. Let's get through this flu season together. Good luck. I hope these tips helped. Oh. I was trying to
Peace,
find my...
y'all. Peace.
And
make sure your babies stay healthy.
good one. Okay,
Don't forget to subscribe to her, and if you like this video, hit that like button down below.